You're listening to the Geriatric Mamas podcast with Jessica Raziri
and Sonia Tapley.
Scrunchy off my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
You need to start being on scrunchy watch. It's bad enough I have this like ankle monitor looking.
Yeah, what is that doing there?
Because I need to track all my steps.
From now on, when Sonia says we wear a clip, we wear a clip. We don't wear a fucking watch because it came with it. No, that's not how we do it.
No, this is actually a new watch that I purchased.
I am not proud.
I had a gold one that was cute, and I lost it.
Why does nobody ever listen to me? I just have that
I don't
gripe.
know.
I just have that gripe.
Really, I feel like the clip doesn't work as well.
I'm not talking about whether it works well. I'm talking about fashion.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty
We hide
horrendous.
it into our sports bra.
It is pretty horrendous.
Our regular
It literally
bra.
looks like an ankle monitor on my wrist.
Right. We don't need to be advertising our Fitbit.
Pretty terrible.
It's fine. I'm not trying to be offensive.
You can be offensive.
It's just how I feel.
I need you to be offensive about it.
You might as well be putting Crocs on your arm. It's literally made out of the same material. Do you want me to get you a strawberry? I mean,
God. Get the little the little
decal.
Yeah, the little characters to stick on the little
you know
holes.
what? I'll have Annabelle pick it out for you.
Okay.
She would love that.
Okay. All right. This is an intervention. No more scrunchies on the wrists
Or Crocs on the wrist.
Or giant ankle monitor Crocs on the wrist.
Right.
Okay.
Because it's like we don't need to advertise that we're trying to get our steps in because everybody's getting their steps in. Huh?
I am trying to get my steps in.
Everyone's trying to get there. If you're not trying to get your steps in, then what is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Well, I'm very unsuccessful at it.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Sometimes though, I'm like, I just feel like I'm waiting for that day where like I'm not even trying and it just goes off.
You're like, dang, dang, dang. Maybe just put it on your ankle monitor.
Like actually on my ankle?
Yeah.
Like an actual ankle monitor?
Right. Because you can still feel it buzzing, but you don't have to have it be your primary focus.
Just call me, what's her name? Anna.
Nicole Smith? No.
No.
No, she's dead. I'm sorry.
No,
Anna
the
Nicole.
one that like stole all that money. Anna.
Delavigne.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
She still has an ankle monitor on. She's still on house arrest, I
I
think.
forgot she's still alive.
But she's made it so fashionable. Are you following her account?
No, because I just keep picturing her sad self at the pool with her bottle of champagne when she realizes exactly how much she's fucked up.
Are you going by the movie?
Yeah. I can't ever go back from that. I can't unsee that moment. And she's like, wow, I really did myself in.
Mm-hmm.
She still looks cute.
Man. Well, that's one hell of an intro.
I know, right?
Welcome to episode 102.
Oh my gosh, you remembered our number?
I did because I literally just filled it in when I was creating this recording studio.
Right. Well, it's Memorial Day, so happy Memorial Day. But also, it's not because it rained a lot. And so our tradition of going to the Memorial Day parade ended up being we went to the Children's Museum.
Yeah, we had to pivot. We had to do a really big pivot because it was very dark and rainy and cloudy, and it probably would have been fine come time for the parade, but we just didn't want to chance it. So.
Right. I mean, by the time we left the Children's Museum, it felt like it was 100 degrees out because we're wearing like our long sleeve like sweaters, blouses, sweatshirts. And we walked over to a restaurant, and I was like, wow, maybe we should have gone to the parade. But it was cold and wet and rainy in the morning. So welcome to Maine in May. Mm-hmm. And we have a birthday party on Saturday to contend with. And you know what?
Yeah.
The weather looks exactly the same as it did today.
Seriously?
It's fine.
And it's all outside.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe we'll just cancel it.
What? Cancel the birthday party?
Yeah.
Okay, you can talk to Annabelle about that and see what she says.
Maybe.
Look at even your cat is just like, I don't
think I should be here for this conversation.
No, she's like, I'm not available. I'm not here.
We won't be discussing this. No. And if Annabelle asks, I wasn't here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, if it's pouring rain, what are you going to say? Like, what are we going to do? It's an outdoor party.
Well, we just have to be inside your grandmother's house. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, you're right.
Maybe, hold on. What if we get everybody those, like, plastic ponchos that they give them at, like, Red Sox games? Yeah. And then, like, as they walk in, here's your poncho. Have fun.
I forgot to order this.
Cake is right this way.
Right.
We'll
Make
get
sure
trash
you take
bags,
a cupcake
and I'll cut
leave.
holes out for heads and arms.
Cool. Do they have cat trash bags?
I'll put yours on them.
Okay. Oh no. So good.
It's fine.
So
It'll be
basically,
fine.
for the party, I've ordered decorations.
What's the theme? Say the theme.
Kitty cats.
Kitty cat.
Which she decided immediately after her party last year that was rainbow themed, that this year was going to be kitty cats. And I checked back in with her a few months ago and I was like, hey.
Are we sure this is still it?
Right. Are we still on for kitty cats this year? And she was like, yeah, 1000%. We're on for kitty cats. So I was like, okay. So we're kitty cat themed and we have most of the deco is fully complete. If anything, it's like...
would have been funny, would have been great if you took it this way, as you were like, you wrote on the invitation, said everybody has to dress like a cat lady.
Oh, that would be so good.
Like, and people just show up dressed like cat ladies.
That would be great, because then you wouldn't even have to hire, like, the cat princess to show up.
People just show up with, like, just, like, sweaters with cats and, like, just everything.
It's like Cats the Musical.
Yeah.
Maybe she would like that. We should talk about taking her to that. Yeah. But no, that's a great idea.
I'm going to dress like a cat lady.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to show up like that.
Oh.
Well, I'm telling you.
Okay. Well, maybe you can,
nobody will
wear,
get it.
If you wear a crown, then you could be a cat princess.
You know what, though? Nobody will get it, and they'll just, like, oh, she recently divorced. We'll just leave her alone.
She's seeking attention.
She's recently divorced. Let's just leave her alone.
Let's just let her get all the attention.
She might need some help.
Yeah. Is it her 5th birthday? Oh, that's so cute.
People will be like, okay, we'll just leave her alone.
So we ordered most of the decorations. If anything, I'm worried about, like, the tablecloths because I'm not sure that we have enough, but we'll figure it out. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. But I decided instead of, like, traditional favors that I was just going to have everybody take home, like, one of those kitty cat stuffies in a box, like an adoption box. And then I got, like, cat masks for them to wear if they feel inclined to wear the cat masks during the party.
I got a bunch of puppy dog masks for Hayden's dog party that I threw, but I had so much shit that I didn't even, everything just ran out of time. So I don't even think people knew about them. Right. But they were cute.
Right. And that's how it was last year at Annabelle's party, too, is like we had so much stuff and then we just didn't even get to use it.
Well, but like at that party, they gave us like no time to set anything up.
Yeah, we were setting up in the lobby and then we were dragging it all back in. And then we didn't really have time because people the people who get there early get there like 15 minutes early. And like those 15 minutes were crucial.
We needed every second.
They were crucial to our setup time. So this year, that's why we're back at my grandmother's house. Hopefully next year we'll be in our own yard.
This is why I have such an issue, because like in theory it sounds like such a good idea to like throw a party at a venue. They do the work, they clean up the mess, you don't have to worry about it, you leave and you're great. But I am way too much of a control freak when it comes to aesthetics and decor and party and stuff, and like I just we have like the vision and it's like I want things executed a certain way. I don't trust a high schooler to execute the way that I'm
there
going
was no offer to execute.
There was no offer, but also I'm going to need more than 30 minutes.
Right, 30 minutes is like nothing.
It's not a thing. And literally people showing up in the middle of me setting up is a legit nightmare.
I'm still having nightmares. I'm still having nightmares about it.
I'm still having nightmares for about Hayden's 2nd birthday.
Yeah, I mean, because there was wind. There's always wind in October. But like, too, it's like my family expects me to greet people when they arrive. It's like the old school. Yeah. But like we were still deep into trying to blow up helium balloons when people started arriving to Annabelle's party last year. And my grandmother's looking at me like, you know, your cousin's here, so maybe go say hi to your cousin. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do right now.
Your grandmother's like the OG of like all this stuff. She's
I'm
just
like, Jess, can you keep going with the helium balloons? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, thank you for like doing this now, because now I have to go say hi to my guests who have arrived.
15 minutes early.
Well, it wasn't, yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine. No big deal.
No, it'll be fine. Hayden's so excited. So, like, we went to the zoo this past weekend, which was so much fun. But at the zoo, and we'll talk about it in a minute, but at the zoo as we were leaving, because he was all bummed. He didn't want to leave Cassie and Annabelle. And I don't know if it was Kate or you, but somebody was like, it's okay. We're going to see each other again next weekend for the birthday party. So I hadn't told him about the party. And like, I deliberately don't tell him things until the morning of. Literally, like, I'm getting him dressed for the event. And that's when I'm like, by the way, this is what we're going to do.
Right.
And he's like, yay. And I do that for a couple of reasons. One is because what if the weather is shit, like it was this morning,
and we cancel the party?
And, well, you know, we're not going to cancel the party. But the second reason I don't tell him until the day of is because I love him so much. But this child has zero chill, and he can be annoying AF when it comes to things that he's excited about. He will be on literally, which he is now already, on repeat every 10 to 20 minutes. Are we going to the party? Are we going to the party? Are we going to the party? He'll wake up in the morning. Are we getting ready for the party? What are you getting ready for? Are we going to the party? 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 When are we going to the party? Is the party right now? Is the party tonight? Are we going home to go to the party? And it's like, oh my God.
He's a Libra. He can't help it.
I know he can't help it, and I understand at this age this is how they process. They're not doing it to be said annoying. Right. But I am also an Aquarius, and I do not deal well with repetition.
Yeah. And like, you don't look forward to a party in that same way.
No, I don't.
It's entirely different.
But I am excited, though, like, obviously. But it's just, and I love that he's excited. I'm so excited for him. But I'm just like, oh my God, child.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Don't tell him we're using his bouncy house, because he won't be as excited anymore.
No, I'm not. What I will tell him is that Annabelle got the same one.
Oh,
because he'll turn into a little territorial gremlin and be like, this is my bouncy house. Get off of it. Because that's where we are right now. Yeah. In the three-nager. We're right dead in the middle of this is mine. It's not yours. I'm not sharing. If I do share with you, I'm going to give you the broken, decapitated man, Hulk. Yeah. And you can play with this headless version while I play with this one.
Yeah, I remember the threes. I still have PTSD, but also my brain has completely blocked like 90% of the threes.
It's a lot. Yeah, when you were talking about three-nager, I was like, that's a cute term. I wasn't understanding. Like, no, it's a thing.
And four is different in that sometimes you have like your bursts of like three-nager. Yeah. But most of the time, unless they're hangry or extremely tired or coming down with something, most of the time they're pretty even-keeled. And because they can really, really, really communicate, and they're also starting to learn to regulate their emotions. Not so much their actions. I mean, we know their amygdalas aren't fully formed until they're like 25 to 28. Yeah. But they can still kind of regulate themselves a little bit. But yeah, three has been putting me through it. I've been telling everyone, it's like I really lucked out with the newborn phase. He was a passionate sleeper all through infancy. Like, everything was great. I literally skipped, and then I was like, okay, just wait, terrible twos, here we come. And like, okay, yeah, we had our moments, but like, overall, it was fine. Twos were great.
Twos were fine. We skipped that, and I was like, okay, here we go. And then now here we are. It's like he hit 3, and then it was like a week went by, and then all of a sudden, just like a switch. It just, something switched on, and we talked back. Everything is up for a debate.
And it's very emotional.
Everything is emotional. We question everything. Not in like a, I'm curious. It's in a argumentative way. And it's just...
They're the boss.
Whew,
they're the boss.
Yeah, I'm literally saying on a regular basis, I'm like, okay, but like, can we say that nicer? Can you be nice to me? Like, okay, but can you be nice to mommy?
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Like, okay, can we say that again? But like,
let's try,
please.
Right, maybe? Let's try it again.
Let's say please.
Let's try that again.
Yeah.
Nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy. And like 4s, I feel like 4s is a lot of, I want to do that myself. but the emotions are a little bit different. It's a little different.
He's definitely, everything has to be done himself. Like, I'm literally standing in the rain while he's trying to figure out his seatbelt thing. Yeah. And I'm just like,
I remember those days. Yeah.
Here we are. When I'm in my car, I literally just get in the back seat with him and just sit there. And I will sometimes doom scroll while he's just doing it.
He's getting his thing together.
Because it takes forever. And I'm like, we're going to be here for a minute.
Yeah.
And I just let him do it until he is like, okay, can you help me? And I'm like, okay, sure, here we go. Do it in 2 seconds and we're done.
Yeah.
But it's like, God forbid I tried doing it before he decides he's ready for the help. It's like a whole thing. So.
You want to know something about Geminis? They want to know they can do it themselves, but then once they know they can do it themselves, they're like, okay, going forward, I never have to do that again.
They just need to figure it out, right? And then they're good.
Forever
is
now.
That how Annabelle
like,
is?
basically, if she had a phone, she would be the one doom scrolling while I am trying to get the seatbelt around her tush. And, like, maneuver, because, like, you know, the bottom strap goes underneath their tush. Yeah. Like, I'm fishing, like, I have to lift up her butt. Yeah. I'm, like, fishing for it.
Hayden pulls it out for me now, which
See,
is so helpful.
And Annabelle's just playing with her stuffy. Like, Annabelle's just like, let me just, Mommy, look at my little ballerina kitty.
She's like, I'm just going to play with this. Don't even worry about
and
me.
And I'm, like, standing in the rain, and I'm like, I need to get your buckle out from under your butt. Can you pick your butt up and, like, help me? Like, she doesn't even know what I'm saying.
Hayden has started doing this thing where in those moments, he'll, like, I'll be, like, so frazzled. And then I'll be like, oh, my God, I'm getting rained on. Like, let's go. And then he all of a sudden goes,
yes, they just smile at you. They just smile because they know.
It's literally a fake smile. It's like a...
Yeah. Listen, I'm
like, what are you doing?
I know I'm in perimenopause, and when I am, like, luteal in perimenopause, and that happens, I just start crying.
Oh, no.
I start crying because, A, it's cold in Maine. So you're getting rained on in the cold. Doesn't matter what month of the year it is. It's cold when you're being rained on in the state of Maine. And so I'll just be standing there crying, and she'll just be, like, playing with whatever she has in her hand, and I'm like, Annabelle, I am soaked. I'm soaked. And Mommy has hurt feelings because you're not trying to help me.
Yeah.
And then I'll, like, get in the car, finally, like, I'll turn the heat all the way up, blowing hard, trying to dry off, and I'll be like I'm doing my breathing techniques.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry for getting so upset, but I'm, like, really wet right now. I'm soaked.
What does she say when you are like this?
I know, Mommy.
Hayden has started doing these things when, like when I lean in to give him a hug, like, let's say, like, he had a temper tantrum, and then it's like, I'm trying to get him to calm down, and then when he finally calms down, then it's like all of a sudden turns into, like, he's hugging me and he's patting me on the back.
Oh, he's taking care of you. You know what Annabelle does sometimes? She'll hand me her stuffy. Oh. And she'll be like, here, Mommy, you need my stuffy more than me right now.
Like, you need this. She's like, you need this emotional support stuffy.
Yeah, like, sometimes she'll go get a whole pile and put them on my lap and then walk away.
She's like, she needs more. She's needs
like,
more.
Here, I don't want to deal with you, but I'm going to let my
She's like side-eyeing Mike on the way out, like... I don't know how many more stuffies I have, but, like, she's going to need at least 4 more. Let me go see what I can find.
Don't talk to her right now. She needs a minute by herself with my stuffies. But, like, seriously, though, did you see the thing that I sent you?
Yeah, I did, but also, too, it's Sexymenopause.
I know, but not everybody understands our terms.
Well, maybe they should watch season 1.
Maybe they should watch season 1. You're right. She's not wrong. So maybe go back and watch season 1.
We're calling it season 1 now because there was a year in between, so it's definitely season 1.
And from here on out, it is.
Wait, then should our episodes be season 2, episode?
Is it after? Is it like after episode 100? We're now in season 2.
It doesn't say that. It just says.
Okay, well, we're gonna
episode
call
100, and then it's like episode 101.
Okay, so we're gonna call it. Clearly, we're in season 2. We should at least be in season 2.
Definitely in season 2.
Right. So I'm gonna read this to you. Okay. So this post from Dr. Christine.sig says, perimenopause will drag every unhealed part of you to the surface. And so, of course, that caught my attention because I feel like I've got some unhealed things.
You're like, oh, it's all there.
That are surfacing. Yeah. So it says what they tell you to expect. They tell you to expect hot flashes and irregular periods, maybe some mood swings, take some supplements, maybe try HRT, and you'll be fine. So my acupuncturist, when I was like going in for my second round of like possibly trying IVF again, she told me, because we were talking about like irregular periods and I was starting to get really crazy periods around that time. And she was like, yeah, welcome to perimenopause. She's like, you don't know if you're going to have a period, when it's going to start, if it's going to be a bloody massacre, or if it's going to be like a light dusting. And I was like, awesome! Because like in that moment, I was more like hemorrhaging, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like,
You're like, I could go for a light dusting.
Right, a light dusting would be great.
Yeah.
Which, like, I've experienced that, like, twice since Annabelle was born. Other than that, it's like I'm hemorrhaging. Like, straight up every month. So anyway, perimenopause. She wasn't wrong. Like, she explained it accurately. But this also explains it. So it says what actually surfaces is the rage from decades of people-pleasing, the anxiety from ignoring your needs for years, the exhaustion that finally forces you to set boundaries, the relationships that drain you become unbearable, the job that doesn't fulfill you feels suffocating, the version of yourself you've been performing starts to crack. So, I mean, some of this is just like, I feel like it can apply to anyone for any particular reason, and also it's highly dramatized. But I feel like the part about the rage, is that something that's only perimenopause related?
I don't think so.
Do you think I need a deliverance?
You might.
Okay,
I might like, too, though. I think we should go get a deliverance together.
I feel like, yeah. I feel like
could it be like? I wonder if they offer buy one get ones for deliverances.
We can Google it.
Can I get a BOGO?
I feel like perimenopause planted a demon inside of me, and it needs to be delivered. So we're gonna Google.
Is it gonna be that thing where they like on Real Housewives when Gina thought she had a demon in her, and they went, and then this woman was just like, ooh, it's an ugly squiggly thing, and she like did all this stuff, and then she like threw it out the window, and Gina was like, she's like, it feels so much better.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly how it's gonna be.
Okay, let's go do it.
So, like, one night I was really mad at Mike about something, and I, like, closed my eyes, and I was like, God, tell me what I need to know about this situation right now. And do you want to know? We went to York Wild Kingdom on, like, a couple days ago. Yeah. On Saturday, and, like, there was this really cute, very large green snake in this tiny little enclosure. It was a very tiny enclosure.
It was so like active.
It was active, but it was also really cute and like chill. Yeah. It didn't look like a rattlesnake. It was like a very bright green, like lime green snake. It was like a classic like Adam and Eve like in the garden snake. I feel personally
like what you would picture,
right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so I like was really mad at Mike about something, and I like closed my eyes and I was like, God, tell me what you need me to know right now. And like what I saw was this vision of the exact snake, this snake that we saw on Saturday was in my stomach, and it was mad. It was trying to get out. So I feel like that is a demon. I feel like there's a demon in me.
You have a giant green snake in you?
Yeah, an angry one.
Okay.
So, and I think it needs to come out.
Okay.
If you feel like this is too much, we can always cut it.
No, we're not going to cut it. I'm just thinking, like, the best way to get it out. Like, do we give you some X-Lax? Do we, like, X-Lax? I don't know how bad of a demon it is, where it's coming out. Well, we can
Google. Okay, let's Google.
I don't understand.
Green snake demon. 1 second.
Okay, let's see what this says.
Okay. The green snake demon is a legendary figure in Chinese folklore, most famous from the ancient myth, the legend of the white snake. She is fiercely loyal, impulsive, and independent youngster sister to the white snake, aiding her in navigating the human world. Her character has evolved through numerous adaptations and spin-offs. So, the green snake is a live-action classic that offers a darker revisionist take. It explores her transformation from a feral animal spirit into a complex being grappling with human emotions, desire, and the rigid moralities of Buddhism. Okay, well, I'm not a Buddhist. But anyway, there's a green snake in my stomach, and it needs to come out.
Okay, let's go see if we can get a BOGO on some demon shit.
Okay. I wonder what demon you have in you.
I mean, With a list, right? I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm hoping that, okay, so I don't think perimenopause is going anywhere. Like, I think perimenopause is here to stay.
So I just would like to remind you that we sat here probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And you were insisting that you were in perimenopause because you kept getting these heat flashes.
Right.
And then we realized I was right. Little Miss Annabelle thing was messing with a thermostat.
Yeah, I wasn't having hot flashes.
And then you fixed it.
But let's see her.
All of a sudden, your hot flashes go away.
Right, but like, let's see her crawl into my uterus and make it hemorrhage, okay?
Okay, that is new. So, well, ish. It's
no, because remember
birth,
like,
right?
Yeah, remember when that happened, like when I was in Bar Harbor? I think you've heard the story 1,000 times.
Right, so it's happened since Annabelle, is what my point is.
Yeah.
So having a baby can shift everything also.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things working against you, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not sexy menopause, but I'm just saying...
to do with the demon?
I think it's mostly to do with the demon.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like.
Okay, so if we get that
scientific opinion.
Okay, so if we get that solved, all the other problems will most likely be solved.
You know what? I am pretty sure that demons hate coconut margaritas with extra salt on the rim. So I feel like if we were to get one,
all of our problems are solved.
The demon would just slide right out of there.
It looks like we need to go to flatbreads.
I'm just a hunch.
Okay, flatbreads it is. On our way, but then after we're going to the demon person. We're going to the demon hunter after.
And then to church.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. So, but okay, also this brings me, did we talk about this on the podcast? So, like, I know, like, we're doing a podcast about, like, being a geriatric mama. A lot of our listeners are still trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And, you know, want hope at the age of 40 or older. And, like, I feel like technically, even though I'm in perimenopause, it doesn't mean, like, you can't still get pregnant.
Oh, no, you can still get pregnant. So that's where, just to recap, where, like, sexy menopause is coming from, is because on, what was the show? Working Moms on Netflix. It's not running anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about this.
I can't remember what season it was, but one of the main characters, forget her name, but she and her husband decided that they wanted to have a second child. And so she goes to her doctor because she knew that she was like, I think she was like 45 or something like that. And she's just like, what? Well, they were talking about maybe having another child. I don't think they were planning on it, but they were talking about it. And then she was with her doctor. She was noticing she was getting hot flashes and just like her period was weird or whatever. And she goes to the doctor, and that's when it came out that she was in menopause.
Yeah.
And then and then she's just like, what does that mean? And he's just like, well, basically, like, you can still get pregnant. Like, this is your window.
Right.
Like, you can still get pregnant, but it's kind of like a warning of like, you gotta hurry it up.
Right.
And if you don't get pregnant, this is your window to be like, figure out how to make your dream of becoming a mom happen, because this is it. So she's just like, so it's kind of like, she's like, so it's not menopause. He's like, I mean, it is, but it's not. It's like the beginning. Right. And he's like, but you can still get pregnant. And so she's like, so I can still have sex. And he's like, well, I mean, you could have sex anyway. But it was like a whole conversation. And then that's when she's like, so it's like sexy menopause. Right. And the doctor's like, sure.
We'll call it that.
So then she started calling it sexy menopause because she hated the word perimenopause, which I do too. I think it's a stupid word.
Yeah.
So she started calling it sexy menopause. She's like, I'm in sexy menopause. And her husband's like, what does that mean? She's like, it means we can still fuck and I can still get a kid is what it means. And he's like, okay.
Right.
And because, so like, that's where the whole thing came from.
Right. So as long as you have a period, and you're like, if you feel like you're going into perimenopause, you can be in perimenopause without going into full-on menopause as long as you still have a period, which means you can still get pregnant. But as soon as you stop having periods, then that's when you're no longer supposedly able to get pregnant.
Right.
But like, say you go for 2 to 3 months without a period, and then all of a sudden you have your period again, then you can still get pregnant and you're still in sexy menopause.
Wait, what? Say that again.
So, like, when you're in sexy menopause, sometimes you can go 2 to 3 months without having any kind of period, But then because you're in sexy menopause and you never know what's going to happen, you can get your period again, and then you're still able to get pregnant. It's like once you're like, I think they say once you haven't had your period for an entire year, that's when you're officially in menopause.
So question, maybe we need to Google this. Let's say that you didn't have your period for an entire year, and you're supposedly
and then you start your period.
Yes,
then you're back into perimenopause. Your body is back in perimenopause.
What?
Yes. I did all this research on this. Yeah, I did all this research on this. It's crazy.
Wow.
And then you have to wait an entire year again to be in full menopause.
No wonder we're tired.
This is the shit. This is the shit.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
That is so crazy.
I know. It's like women have these things, but like men don't. I don't know like where I'm going with that, but like it's just the facts.
Yeah. So basically, like if you're trying and you're a geriatric mama and you suspect that you are getting into peri, just know that it's actually sexy menopause. Right. And it's not over. It can still happen. Got to work a little harder, probably change things around a little bit as far as diet and exercise and stand in your head a little bit more.
I mean, maybe don't dream about cheeseburgers all day, every day.
So our reel that we did, it's doing pretty well with the views. I'm getting so many messages. People are like, this is adorable. This is so good. And it's like, if you guys only knew how many takes it took us to get that.
And, like, to make the camera stand up.
Oh, God.
The one thing we did, like, we knew we were nervous about making the champagne pop properly and, like, getting the umbrella up because the umbrella was hard to, like, get to go up immediately. But then the other thing that threw us for a loop was the fact that we had to get the camera to stand up. And both of our tripods are really like lightweight.
Yeah. They couldn't hold the support of our phone. So it kept tipping over. And we weren't on flat ground. We were on
we were on a hill.
A hill. So it just kept it was a shit show. We were literally we had our bags, we had like extra shoes, we were
using the extra bottles of champagne that weren't open to
just like support it. Yeah. So that was fun.
Right, and the extra bottles of champagne were necessary to make sure that we got the right shot.
Oh my God. We were soaked by the time. So we did it, I don't even know how many takes it took us with no champagne, just to get the counts right and figure out what we were going to do. And figure out like
the umbrella, because the umbrella, like my hands were not able.
It just was hard to
my hands weren't strong enough to do it with one hand, so I had to do it with two hands and hold a champagne glass. And we're like, why can't we do this? This should be so easy.
Yeah. So we had to get that down first. And then finally we're like, okay, here we go. We're going to do it. And then, and it was just like cheap, like Andre's.
Yeah, Andre.
Whatever. But so I like do one take.
Did not realize it was twist cap.
Oh, that was it. We weren't sure if it was even going to work. So we were twist cap.
Right.
Like, what is going on here? So we go to sit down and do one take. The umbrella doesn't open. And luckily I didn't like shoot it off. But I was like, okay. And then we go to sit down for another take. And then it goes flying up and then sprays everywhere. And then we were like, okay, let's try another take. And then this time, like, I didn't move, or I went to hit it down, but it didn't quite go up yet. So then I went to shake it again, but then it started going off. And my thumb was there. So it was literally like hosing both of us. And then I was like, oh my God. Do we do another take? Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And then I think we tried one more. We were soaked, like drenched.
Yeah.
And we didn't even really, like, I didn't really take a sip of mine. Like, we did, like, a whole cheers toast.
No, I did, like, closed lip. Yeah.
And basically, it touched my lip, but I didn't actually take a sip.
Because I knew we were going to smell so bad. Yeah. So if we got pulled over for anything on the way home, and, like, I had a tiny sip of champagne in my system, I would have been so paranoid.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we, like, leave. We're covered. We're soaked. Dripping. Literally dripping. My hair was crunchy.
Hair was so crunchy.
I had, like, 90s crunchy curls.
And we had both washed our hair that day.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize
fresh blowout.
Yeah.
It was great. All gone. And then we're like going to the car. And we're just like these sticky.
Our sunglasses.
It dried so fast.
Our sunglasses had like 3 layers of champagne on them. And our hands were caked. And for Jess, that's fine because I was driving. But I didn't want my hands to be on the steering wheel with all that champagne because I knew how sticky and gross it was going to be. So it's like, maybe I'll take out an antibacterial wipe. that'll work. Or maybe we should go dip our hands in the ocean. And Jess is like, no, that's just going to be just as sticky. I'm like, you're right.
Yeah, the
and
salt water would have been worse.
And this, like, really nice...
Would have made, like, a paste.
Yeah. And this really nice girl heard us talking, and she's like, do you want a wipe for your hands? And I was like,
it was another mom. She had wet wipes.
Yeah.
She's like, I got you.
And she was so kind, and like here we are spraying champagne all over Fort Williams.
I know, like,
and she's like, here, she's like, do you need a baby wipe? And we're like, yes, please. Can we please have baby wipes? Oh, man.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
but it was cute. I think it came out as cute as it was going to. Like, that's all you're gonna get from us,
for sure.
But that's fun. But I've been getting a lot of really sweet messages. People like are just like so excited that we're coming back, and I'm just like, thanks, guys. I didn't even realize. Yeah, but it's been fun. So we're definitely excited.
Yeah. And we're excited to have guests on too. We're like, we need people to write in. I mean, I'm sure we have a couple people in our inbox, but
yeah,
we need to get people to write in to be guests because we want to talk to people. I definitely have a couple people in mind.
So this past weekend, we took the kiddos to the zoo. And this was like one of those, I've had a couple moments where I've looked at Hayden and I'm like, oh man, you're not a baby, you're a little boy. But like this weekend at the zoo, he was 1000% a little boy. Like just the independence, the curiosity, like the control over like, you know, being able to like feed the animals correctly, feeding the birds. He was so fascinated by the birds, but then also like the rides, like going on rides alone. And like wanting, like he went onto the little roller coaster. He was so excited about it. I wasn't sure how he would do. He loved it. Wanted to go again. He loved all the rides. And I'm just like, oh my God, you're only 3.
It's
like,
so crazy. I know.
So it's like I loved it. It's like I love each phase, but then it's also sad. It's like also heartbreaking too, because I'm just like, but like,
wait till we get to Storyland.
I know. He's just going to take off. I just want to do everything, which is fun.
Right.
I will always go on a roller coaster with him. I will always go on a ride. I don't care how scared I am. Like, you know, like I'm that, I will be that mom. I'll be right there with you. I will do all the rides. It's fine. So it's fun, but like, it's just like, wow, like just watching him. And it's like little things where my instinct is to be like, be careful or try to do this or like do it for him. But then like, he's got it. Like just let him do it. He's got it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, it's really cool to watch, but it's like a bittersweet to watch.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy.
It was funny today at the Children's Museum, on that note, like, I was helping him with the craft, but I was doing, like, most of it that I was trying to, because he's never done scissors before. Mama do a good job? Yeah, he's never done scissors before, and so I was kind of nervous with that. I was showing him, but he kept putting his finger in the way. I was like, don't do that. So I was kind of, like, doing it for him, but, like, whatever. And so I was, like, trying to have his input as much as possible. So we were both doing it, but I was definitely doing more. And then we finished it. And it was like, he kept being like, look, everybody, look what Mama made. Everybody, look at what Mama made. And I'm like, oh, God, Hayden. Like, no, just say you made it. Stop it. Yeah. But I'm like, damn it, I did.
Right.
I need to check myself, because when it comes to his schoolwork, he needs to be the one doing it.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm a little concerned. Like, Annabelle's such a perfectionist.
Oh, yeah. Can we talk about how did her project come out? Was she okay?
She was okay with it. But
there was a lot of emotions
to
get there.
There was a lot of emotions going into her project.
Okay.
It was like, she didn't want help. She wanted to do it herself. She's used everything in that museum, like, so many times that, like, she knows how to use everything.
We're going to have to, like, put a picture of this in, like, our show notes of what she
you're
created.
Right. We should.
Both of them. Both my creation and hers.
Hers. But, like, she doesn't want any help, but Mike and I are both there at the ready to, like, help as needed. And so she'll say she doesn't want help, but then if what she's trying to do doesn't match her vision, she gets extremely mad, and she's like, it's not the way I want it. And then I'm like, okay, do you want me to help you? Tell me what you want. And then she, like, starts really getting angry and, like, freaking out. And she, like, wants to do it. But also, this has happened twice now at the Children's Museum. And it's always the day when she didn't want to eat her breakfast.
Oh, hangry.
So she's definitely hangry, and she's trying to do something to perfection. And I'm like, dude,
it's not a good combination.
Maybe we just skip the craft area if we skip breakfast. We can't be doing crafts on an empty stomach.
Yeah, no. That needs to be a new rule. Maybe that's the name of the podcast. This week's podcast, don't craft on an empty stomach. Wait, friends don't let friends craft hangry.
That's right. There's nothing more accurate than that. And so we had to do like a reset. So we did a reset. It went so. But at the end of it, there was no getting out of going back to the craft area. So we were going back to the craft area with or without a better mood. And we were held completely hostage to this. It was either this or we were leaving the museum kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
So we went back to the craft area on pins and needles. And she, like, made a butterfly, glued it to the bottom, and we left.
And she was proud of it?
Yep.
Perfect.
I don't know if there's anything else I can say to that.
We left the mall with Hayden kicking and screaming on Sunday. I have this thing where it's like, I know all moms do it, it's not just me, but like, I will be like, if he's trying to get into it, I'll be like, Hayden, we have to do this, or else we're going to have to leave. But then it's like, we never leave, right? So like, the follow through is never there. So he calls my bluff every single time. Like, it's like, he knows we're not going to leave. Well, this day at the mall, he was just putting me through it. And honestly, we were ready to go anywhere. But he had it in his head that we were going someplace else, which we weren't. He was trying to go to Build-A-Bear or whatever, and I'm just like, that's not what we're doing today. And he didn't like that answer. I'm just like, I don't care, we're not doing it. And so, but the way that it worked out is I was like, Hayden, either you like get it together or we're going to have to leave. And of course, he couldn't get it together. So I used that as my opportunity to follow through. I'm like, okay, then we're leaving. We were already leaving. But like, we left. Oh my God. The kicking, the screaming, the thrashing around. I'm surprised people probably thought I was like kidnapping this child. Like, he literally was like a lunatic in my arms. Get him in the car. And then it's like, I'm backing up the car and he's screaming even louder, wants to go back in the store. I'll be a good boy. Please, no. And of course that like shatters me. And I'm just like, Hayden, you are a good boy. You're just really emotional right now. We have big feelings. It's okay to have big feelings, but we can't be kicking. We can't be screaming. We can't be hurting people. Like, that's not how we deal with it. I'll be a good boy. And I'm just like, well, we need to take a minute. We need to take a deep breath. And then, like, finally, he, like, kind of, like, started relaxing, started taking his deep breaths. And, like, we were going to Target anyway. But, like, to him, he thought because he was relaxing and taking deep breaths, now we're at the red store, as he calls it. And so he was, like, all excited. He loves Target. And, I mean, the cake pop probably helps. But, so, yeah. So, anyway, I shared that to say, follow through. And so then today, I noticed when he was, like, going through it a little bit at the museum, we had a couple, like, touchy moments. I was like, do we need to leave? And he was like, no, because, like, we did leave that one time. So I'm just like, how long can I bank that experience? Because I really don't have to do that again. It was pretty terrible. I'm hoping I don't have to.
Like, in our generation, when we were kids, that was, like, the only thing that happened when we were acting like that. We did not stay. We got in the car and we left.
No, my mom, you know how many full carts of groceries were just left at the grocery store?
Because we did not stay in those situations. If we were being toxic, we left.
Yeah.
Our moms were not going to be able to handle that. It's like, I mean, these days we have like family with us. Like, we have Mike, we have your family, and like we have like a few extra hands.
Yeah.
But like,
I usually don't though. It's usually just me doing that alone.
Yeah.
And I remember when Hayden was younger and he would go through that, it was such a nightmare. Like, it would take everything I know I've talked about this in the podcast before, but it would take everything I had to get myself ready, because I was like also postpartum. Get myself ready, get the child ready, load up the bag, load up all this shit, because you can't just run out to the grocery store, and I had no help. So like, I literally would like load everything up, get all the way to the grocery store,
have like half a cart full of like what I needed, and then he would start in with his loud screams, and it's like I'm sure people were staring at me like, God, go home, take him home, leave. Which, like, I used to be that person too, but it's like I can't. Like, it took so much to get here. I have to ride this out. I have to wait for him to get over this, and I have no other time. I have no help. I have to do this. So, like, here we are. It is what it is.
Right.
But, like, back in the day, yeah, absolutely. My mom would have been gone so fast. And then that's when I would know, like, I was really in trouble. If we actually left, God, I didn't want to go home.
No. It was probably not a good thing. It was like, Dad's going to be mad or, like, whatever, you know? When you get home and you didn't get your grocery shopping done or whatever. So, moral of the story, if they're hangry, don't go to the craft room at the Children's Museum.
If they're hangry, just don't leave the house.
Right, make them eat something.
Do yourself a solid. By the way, we went for lunch. Hayden ate that whole pretzel stick and I think one chicken nugget, which like it doesn't sound like a lot when it's like a lot for his tiny stomach. Then on the way home, he says that he's hungry. And we're like,
really?
Okay. I thought he was just saying it to try to like get a snack or something, which is fine. He falls asleep. He fell asleep on the way home. He gets up. And then he remembers that he's hungry. He says he's hungry again. My mom was like, do you want me to make you some macaroni and cheese? And he's like, yes, I do. And I'm like, what?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Yeah, so he said, yes, I do. And then he ate a whole bowl. She got me to eat a whole bowl of macaroni and cheese before I came over here.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my. And he's like, Mama, look I ate all my macaroni and cheese. I'm like, yeah, you did. Wow, okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know where that came from.
He, like, absolutely was into the pretzels, but he was not into the chicken tenders.
No, I think it's because they were a little hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's really picky. He loves, if they were Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, he would have been all about that. Because they're soft.
Sure. Yeah.
Loves them.
That Chick-fil-A sauce. I think I'm going to bring some of that to Annabelle's party.
It's so good. They sell it in the grocery store.
We like,
I feel like such a fat kid that I know
Walmart
that.
has
so
the jumbo size. Yeah, so like Hannaford has the regular kind, like the regular grocery store has the regular size. But if you go to Walmart, they sell the double size of this Chick-fil-A
I'm laughing because I kind of pulled a Karen one time. I was luteal. And I was like also like dealing with Hayden's emotions, and I go through the drive-thru and I asked, and I like hadn't eaten anything all day, and I was like treating myself to a small fry with some Chick-fil-A sauce, and so like I go through and like I got him his meal, and that's all I was getting for myself, and I was like, okay, it's gonna be great, and so I get our meal, and then I pull off to the side to get his situated, and that's when I discovered they didn't give me Chick-fil-A sauce, they gave me honey mustard sauce.
No, that's a crime.
Listen, I appreciate honey mustard sauce, but that is not Chick-fil-A sauce, and that is not what I came here for.
No.
And so I'm embarrassed to see this.
What did you do?
I went back around.
And you yelled at them?
I mean, I might as well have. I went back around in the line. I waited in the line.
No.
Yes.
How angry do you have to be to get back in line?
Listen, I was luteal, okay? Don't mess with me. I waited in the line, and I get up, and the guy, it was the same guy with his little thing, right, comes up to me, and he's just like, yes, he's like, can I help you or whatever? And I was like, yeah. They forgot my Chick-fil-A sauce. I'm like, I only got honey mustard sauce. That
Chick-fil-A 2 hours for
in the
Chick-fil-A
moment,
sauce.
Also, as it was coming out of me, I was like, you sound like a Karen. You were literally acting like a Karen. It just, I couldn't help myself. I just really needed this Chick-fil-A sauce. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that. But I was like in the line. He's like, just follow that van, because the thing is, like, I could have just pulled off to the side, but it was awkward because I had Hayden in the car and I don't like leaving him in the car. Just like, I guess I have to go back around. So I literally went. I spent an extra 20 minutes to get. They gave me like probably like 10 Chick-fil-A sauces.
You're gonna have those in your glove compartment for a while. Like, if you ever need Chick-fil-A sauce,
I threw them away.
She threw them away.
I used one and then threw the rest away.
Okay, Okay, this is luteal, everybody. This is like
I ate one, and then I like fat shamed myself.
Oh, for
and
sure.
then I was like, and then I felt stupid and ridiculous once like everything started calming down. And then I looked at all the sauce and I was like, you don't need that. And I threw it all away.
Okay, this is textbook luteal behavior. All of it. Throwing it away because who needs excess Chick-fil-A sauce when you're luteal AF? It's like you're editing everything out. It's like if you do not need it in that moment, it's gone. Throw it away. In fact, that's when we should be cleaning out our children's bedrooms. Is when we're luteal, we need a trash bag and a shovel and we go in their room and we just do it. And we clean it all out. Because luteal is the best time to edit your life. Yeah. So Chick-fil-A sauce does not survive.
No, it doesn't survive.
Unless you're eating fries.
All right.
I feel like that's where we're ending.
I think that's where we're ending. Let's go get some
but
fries
we gave them some
and
good tips.
Just
Yeah.
kidding.
I mean, maybe. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week. Your support is keeping the podcast going. You can help by following, subscribing, rating, reviewing, and especially by telling a friend to listen anywhere or watch on YouTube.
For more info, you can check out our website at geriatricmamas.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at geriatric_mamas, on YouTube at Geriatric Mamas, on X at Geriatric Mamas, and follow our group page on Facebook, Geriatric Mamas.
If you have a topic idea that you'd like us to discuss, are interested in being a guest, or simply have a funny geriatric story to tell, you can go to geriatricmamas.com and hit be a guest or send us your story. Bye-bye.